Hey gang, James here, another video to help entrepreneurs soar to success. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing my 7-point plan that I believe the government, that's Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak, should be doing for SMEs so that we can get through this. And getting through this, we must. I've come up with in this 7-point plan some real tangible ideas that I think the government should implement. And I'm going to send it to Downing Street. But here's what I'm also going to do. I'm going to make this letter freely available, like an open letter. And then with my open letter, you can send it to your MPs. If you want to get your grubby hands on a copy of this letter, then head on over to my website, jamessinclair.net. And when you get there, there'll be a contact us page. Just click the contact us page and say, I'd like a copy of this letter. And then you too can send it to your MP and they'll hopefully send it up the line to central government. And if we get enough people doing this, we can make a material difference, because we, ladies and gents, the entrepreneurs, we're the engine room of this country. We're the people that are going to solve all the problems, and I need your support and you need my support, and we've all got to be in this together, and we've got to champion the business owner, the entrepreneur, the energy that's going to solve this problem. Here's what you can do. You can take my letter and literally copy and paste it, or take bits of it and send it on, because that's what I think we need to do. Now, I'm going to read you this letter right now so that we can get into it. Let's go. Dear Boris and Rishi, for those of you that don't know, Rishi Sunak is our Chancellor of the Exchequer. In effect, the keepers of the money. Dear Boris and Rishi, firstly allow me to thank you for your monumentous efforts to protect our country against COVID-19. It is greatly appreciated, but much more must be done to help the SMEs of this country. We those SMEs of our great nation need support, and we need it to filter down faster and far more effectively. We're the engine room that pumps the taxes into the government's purse. We are the SMEs that pay our way and have done for so many generations. You know us. We're the guys and girls that never got involved in some cocktail of tax dodgery that those big boys have. You know we're taxed on our turnover far more than is fair, and we're taxed on our turnover far more than is fair because those big boys don't pay their fair share of tax. So why then? Why do we carry on? Well, I can tell you why we carry on. We do it for the love and grit determination, because we believe that in the end, it'll all be worth it. And we also know deep down, real deep down, that our taxes, our tax pennies go to pay for our education, for our police, our wonderful NHS team, to have amazing roads and educate our kids so they can get through and go on through their lives. Now, Boris and Rishi, it's now time to start giving our British businesses the ventilators and medicine that it will need to drive forward and soar to success. We need that treatment right now to get those precious SMEs out of intensive care. And I can tell you, we are ready to serve. I think it's worth reminding you, Boris and Rishi, that SMEs are companies turning up to £45 million per year. That's most businesses, by the way. And as our wonderful NHS does its job in saving lives, I'd like to offer my help in helping us save our livelihoods. All entrepreneurs will. All you need to do is help us do that. To put simply, if you provide the medicine, we will be your willing doctors in getting our economy back to normal and improving livelihoods. For sure, you've done well so far. The furlough scheme, the tax deferment, the loans, the grants, and the business rates relief. Well, this is a start. It's welcomed. Even if at times to some of us, it's been like a Rubik's Cube working out how to get to grips with it. But we always do. And I understand the complexity of your Rubik's Cube of working out how to get these business loan grants and how to get this business rate savings are all to protect taxpayers. We understand that. But we must go further. And to go further, we need common sense at heart. But I understand that common sense isn't all that common. I understand we can't just be some kid in a sweet shop asking for a bonbon of tax relief and gobbling up every tax freedom that we can get our hands on. I would like to propose a plan that protects UK jobs, UK businesses, and the UK taxpayer all in one foul swoop. I propose a 7-step plan that will protect my 450 employees that I employ in my companies and many other companies around the country. This plan keeps UK business open for business so that we can soar to success. And I've got a mantra for this, and here it is. Stay in business. Protect our jobs and economy. Save livelihoods. I'd be happy for you to use that. It sounds very similar to one about saving the NHS. So here we go with my 7-stop plan. Let's kick off with the furlough. The taxpayer is committed to the expenditure. Let's use that money to drive the economy forward, not for people to sit at home. This needs to go to the sectors that are most affected: leisure, retail, non-food, by the way, not bloody supermarkets, and hospitality. Let's allow these companies to have support on paying staff until normality returns. Now, if these companies take this, I think it's right that they should top up the other 20%. A restaurant and a leisure business will only make profits in the last 20% of its turnover. Working at anything less than 100% capacity means, well, they won't make any money. So let us furlough them and put them to work, not sit at home. Obviously, once it's safe to do so. Number 2, business rates. The 12 months will fly by. For businesses to really benefit, the 12 months rate relief needs to start from the point of trade, not while they're closed. And absolutely, let's understand this. After all, you wouldn't pay business rates if you had a flood or a fire and you couldn't trade anyway. So it's academic. So please give the rates relief from the start of trading, not while the businesses are closed. Point number 3, VAT deferment and tax payments time to pay. Now, I applaud your VAT deferment plans. However, I think these should be spread over a much longer period, say 36 months, on a means-tested basis for companies that have had to abide social distancing rules. You know, like a cinema or a children's soft play centre. There's going to be social distancing, so they can't trade normally. Be absolutely clear. When companies fire up their engines, they'll be throwing all they have to the cause. To keep their engine going, taxing and taking turnover that comes in will ensure a weak spike. So let's go further and expand on this. Basically, companies will need to protect the cash they've got coming in. And as I have faith that most entrepreneurs will do the right thing, i.e. meaning they will save jobs. And every job they save stops another person going on to the state and the state having to pay for them. We need to let companies pay tax over a period of time, within reason and on a means-tested basis. This will get funding into companies easier than borrowing from the banks. Now, I understand you're probably going to do this anyway, but please don't make business owners going through enough stress as it is walk over some tightrope of complication to get their time to pay that they need. And don't put that tightrope over 6 chomping crocodiles that makes it impossible to do and people just give up and will have no business left. Number 4 is we do finally need this VAT overhaul, and if I was the Chancellor of the Exchequer, I'd be taking this time to really put those changes into place. Here's what it looks like for me. Industries like mine that can't claim VAT back always suffer with this nasty tax on turnover. Why can't we have a higher VAT rate for products and a lower for services? Whilst we're here, countries have a lower tourism and VAT tax. This has been proven time and time again to improve the government's tax take. So why can't we have it in this country? Just ask France and Ireland and they'll tell you how much more they've received since they've lowered VAT on leisure and tourism. And let me be clear, Rishi and Boris, this is the sector of our UK business that are going to suffer the most. So it's your job to help them. Number 5 is the Sybil's loans. The Rubik's Cube that is the Sybil loans. So far, at the time of making this video, only 2% of businesses have been able to get the injection of cash into their business. And I think we all know that in time this is going to improve. My biggest issue with it though is the short-term payback. You've got to pay your Sybil's loan back over 5 years. Now I know it's really technically 6 years because you've got the first year of interest capital free repayment, but it's only 5 years. What I really need you to do, Boris and Rishi, is allow that to be paid over 10 years. Term the debt out further because this protects the taxpayer. My absolute strong belief is businesses are going to struggle to pay this money back over 5 years and then they're going to go bust. And when they go bust, the taxpayer gets no money back. Let's term the debt out, actually mortgage it out so it's much more manageable payments for businesses. Number 6, it's a biggie, this insurance thing. Oh yes, we've got to discuss this. Imagine this. Here's little old me not panicking when this all took off. Why? Well, I, like most business owners, felt comforted by the fact that I pay insurance, and have done for years. We'd all be tickety-boo, I thought. I'd receive my business interruption claim and trade through when normality comes knocking on the door again. I was wrong. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to see that the insurers are running away. I get this is a huge sum of money for insurers to pay, and I know that the insurance industry is built on the premises of the premiums of the many pay for the losses of the few. But clearly is now not the case. But here's my point. Anyone that knows that pays a lot of insurance, like I do, and some years I've paid over £250,000 in insurance, you pay this thing called insurance premium tax. Can we not use IPT, that insurance premium tax, of which the Exchequer collects around £27 billion a year and has done for some time, to be given to insurers to redistribute to all the businesses that are most hit? But finally, you, with your government powers, have the chance to make insurers pay up and be fair. And frankly, if you don't, what's the point in paying insurance? Point number 7, and this is just a personal gripe. Supermarkets don't need business rates relief. Give that money to SMEs. I cannot believe that we, the taxpayer, have given supermarkets that have never had it so good a big tax break in business rates. Their income, their sales in some cases are 40% up on a year-for-year like basis compared to last year. Seriously, we don't need those billions redeposited into those businesses. We need to put it into the businesses that have been hit hardest the most. And I've also read in places that supermarkets collectively have had £11 billion worth of business rates relief. That one really gets on my nerves, but let me just read this final part of the letter. So that's it. What do you think? Well, now's the time you might be thinking, who's the person behind this letter? Hi Boris, hi Rishi. Hi to the person who's actually reading it on their behalf. I hope you'll take it up the line. I'm James Sinclair. Who? I'm a UK entrepreneur. I founded my company when I was still in short trousers, 15 years old to be exact. I tried my hardest to climb that slippery slope of business success. It's hard at the best of time for business owners, so a pandemic is just what we need. And I'll put in open brackets. I'm British, so I'll be damned if COVID-19 will take my sarcasm away from me too. Close brackets. Our business has gone from hero to zero. We're in hibernation, but like a grizzly bear, we can't wait to wake up. I'm also super passionate about 2 other points: our 450 employees and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs have always solved the world's biggest problems. I've always wanted to help those looking to start, scale or build up. To that end, I've penned 4 books on business. I've mentored and helped a ton of entrepreneurs with my podcast that I produce every day, my YouTube channel and my online training platform, Entrepreneurs University. Here's what I'm going to do for our companies, just so you know. And for all my employees watching, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to personally guarantee, raise cash, put my house on the line and secure whatever I have to do to keep us going and to keep my people employed. I'm hoping that you, Boris and Rishi, are going to do more to help, as I'm planning to do the most that I've ever done to keep my businesses going and to keep my people employed. You have the power, we have the energy, you have the medicine. Let us be your doctors of the economy. We will save livelihoods, and I hope you do that. I'm James Sinclair. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with as many people as possible so we can get this message out. Join me on Facebook on James Sinclair's Entrepreneurs Network and on Instagram at _James Sinclair. If you're serious about growing your business, click this video here because there's a ton of great ideas. And subscribe to my channel by clicking here. And let's get this message out to more people. See ya. Bye-bye.